Today we're going to discuss homeopathic repertories. We're going to give a basic explanation of what a repertory is and does, and we'll feature the most popular repertories and point out some of the pros and cons of the different books. Now, the organon of the medical art is Hahnemann's blueprint for practicing classical homeopathy. Within 40 years of the publication of the organon, the amount of material in the various materia medica had become inaccessible without a system of cross-referencing. Many works of varying size and scope were put together by the old masters, but it was von Bonninghausen that really got the ball rolling. Today, most of the modern repertories are based on James Tyler Kent's schema, but there are alphabetical repertories as well. A repertory is not a therapeutic guide. Therapeutic indexes are ordered by disease name, whereas a repertory is arranged by the pathological phenomena, the symptoms. It breaks the subject into its components. So, for example, under throat, pain, we see worse at night, worse when swallowing, stitching on the left. Then following each of these modalities or descriptors are the possible remedies that have shown these symptoms in the provings or through lengthy clinical experience. When it comes to understanding the place of a repertory in practice, there's no shortage of warnings from the great prescribers of the past. Bonninghausen stressed the need of the materia medica, not the repertory, as the final reference for remedy selection. So repertories are books of symptoms meant to guide us to the materia medica. We're going to start with Kent. Now, Kent is in many ways our profession's standard. Articles, lectures, computer software almost always refer to symptoms that are presented in a Kentian fashion or have sprung from the Kent repertory. If you can find your way around a Kent repertory, you can find your way around virtually any repertory that followed it. In 1930, while addressing a homeopathic congress, Elizabeth Wright Hubbard noted some of the deficiencies of Kent repertories. The faults she saw in Kent's work were that many of the rubrics are out of place. For example, pulse is under generals instead of being with the heart, and there's no section for circulatory system, glandular system, lymphatic, or nervous system. Certain headings are misplaced. Desires and aversions are under stomach instead of generals. Pathological, diagnostic, and objective symptoms are scattered throughout when they really should be in a section of their own. Rubrics like vomiting or restlessness are so large as to be of very limited value. And of course, in our era, there are scores of well-proved clinically and verified remedies that do not appear in Kent. Because it still has usefulness and is reasonably priced, the Kent repertory is often required by homeopathic studies groups and homeopathic schools. Good prescriptions are entirely possible with a Kent repertory. Moving along to the most popular modern repertories, we'll start with Schroyen's synthesis. There are two editions currently available. The edition known as the 9.1 is the culmination of more than 17 years of work. It describes 1,698 more remedies than Kent. The Bonninghausen and Boger repertories have been seamlessly integrated, along with the complete content of Oscar Borke's repertory, Patak's concise repertory, and all the symptoms from Julian's nosodes. Additions from the clinical experience and provings of contemporary homeopaths have been added, including Farouk Master, André Sain, Jeremy Scher, and many others. Even remedies proved through some of the modern methods like dream or meditative provings are included. The prescriber can decide if they are confident in the information, as the source of each remedy in every rubric is coded. Over 100,000 hours of research work in the original languages guarantees the accuracy and reliability of the information. The 9.1 is streamlined. The symptoms are presented in a standardized way, strictly following coherent and universal rules, thus addressing most of Kent's deficiencies. Related information is brought together by moving the descriptions of pain to the last level, uncovering information that was previously hidden or dispersed. The other repertory by Schroyen is known as the Essential Synthesis. It's based on the New Synthesis Treasure Edition and includes Kant's previously unpublished editions, unearthed through the diligence of our friend Ahmed Karim. Only reliable, well-known, and verified authors are included, hence there's no requirement for author references. It's a compact edition, suited to students and those preferring a more traditional approach. The most popular modern alphabetical repertory is probably the Homeopathic Clinical Repertory by Robin Murphy. It is arranged alphabetically, so instead of following the Kent structure, one looks up symptoms under alphabetical chapters like abdomen, elbows, intestines, pulse, etc., etc. It has clinical rubrics for things like addictions, AIDS, anxiety attack, bipolar, even bubonic plague. Understandably, this repertory has many proponents. However, a working knowledge of the layout, use, and history of Kent is helpful if one is to practice classical homeopathy. Well, this concludes our repertory chat for today. As always, you're encouraged to call or click with any comments or questions. You can reach us online at www.wholehealthnow.com/books. You can write us at whnbooks@gmail.com, or you can call us toll-free, 1-866-599-5950. Thanks.